Thailand is a beautiful, cheap, sunny country in Southeast Asia. It's one of the most popular tourist destinations for a reason. Is Thailand a good option to move to if you want to escape the West? Let's find out. In this video, I'll tell you more about the following. First, we'll talk about Thailand in general, a little bit of background and other useful things to know about this country. Secondly, what are the requirements for moving to Thailand? Is this actually possible for foreigners? Next up are some of its advantages and disadvantages. Then I'll lay out some numbers and facts which determine Thailand's score. And finally, I'll give you my conclusion based on all the information in this video. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it for free, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. The more interactivity, the better, and the more videos I can provide you with. Okay, let's get started. Thailand is often hailed as one of the best destinations for Western, usually male, expats to move to, and on the surface, it's pretty clear why. It boasts a great climate, cheap cost of living, friendly locals, beautiful nature, and many other advantages. Thailand is known for sex tourism, and there are many expats moving here just for that reason. It's easy and cheap to get laid with young women and men in Thailand, and prostitution is common. However, if you're not into that, do not let it deter you, as this country can offer so much more. It's one of the premier diving locations in Asia and has some truly breathtaking islands and beaches. Its cuisine is likewise impressive, and actual Thai food is healthy, nutritious, and delicious. Thailand is a founding member of ASEAN, a newly industrialized country and the second largest economy in Southeast Asia. Population hovers around 70 million, with a great many people flocking from the poor rural areas to the capital of Bangkok. Thailand is a constitutional monarchy, and the king holds special protection. It's not allowed to defame him, for example. While you can say that in general, Thailand is a stable country, coups and military dictatorships do occur and could hamper your happiness and freedom here. For that reason alone, it's folly to just rely on Thailand. Consider setting up bases in countries such as the Philippines, Dubai, or Paraguay as well. Sounds like a typical Southeast Asian country so far, right? But can you actually move here as a foreigner? Well, the requirements for moving to Thailand aren't strict at all. The visa system is pretty relaxed in general, but it does tend to change often. So make sure to check the Thai government's website for up-to-date information. You don't need to earn a lot of money to live in Thailand, as it's really cheap here. The number one thing you need to have is a location-independent source of income. Ideally, your own businesses, but there are plenty of expats in Thailand who just rely on their pension. In fact, the vast majority of foreigners in Thailand are elderly, retired men. If you want to have a secure future, I would advise you not to rely on such a pension, because this is an unreliable and untenable system, especially considering the impending collapse of the West, but instead get your own location-independent income up. Other than that, the language barrier could be an issue, but in the more touristy areas, English is usually spoken at a basic level. As you can undoubtedly already tell, there are some distinct advantages to this country. Let's go over them. Thailand is a very cheap country, and if you have a Western-sized income, you can live a very comfortable life here. Thailand isn't too hot, has plenty of sunshine and not a lot of rain, so the climate is really good. Thailand is a sex-positive country, and as a foreigner, you don't have to look too far to get laid. Thailand is probably the best country to go to if you are into ladyboys, transvestites. Thailand is absolutely gorgeous. Fauna, flora, beaches, underwater life, islands, and so on. Thais are generally very nice, but don't mess with them, you will regret it. Thailand is already the second greatest economy in Southeast Asia, and while it cannot really climb much more on that ladder, it will almost certainly continue to do very well economically in the next few decades. Thai food is seriously delicious. Of course, this depends on the person, but most people tend to agree with this. Sounds like paradise? Well, not exactly. Keep the following disadvantages in mind. Unless you are over 50 years old, be prepared to do visa hops over the border every so often, as the visa process could be frustrating and change randomly. Coups and military dictatorships do occur, and they might impact your freedom. The average Thai isn't highly educated, and the level of English is frequently subpar. In fact, this is one of the main reasons why Thailand doesn't score higher. While the climate is generally pleasant, keep in mind that the humidity is rather high. Now let's see how Thailand fares on my scoring system based on its climate, level of English proficiency, cost of living, taxes on international income, economic growth, safety, and the logistics of going and staying there. Thailand has a typical Southeast Asian climate with plenty of sunshine, high humidity, occasional rainfall, and temperatures which are, on average, really pleasant. The average Thai citizen scores a very low proficiency in English, but of course, this depends heavily on the area. In an area full of tourists, the average person will be able to speak to you in basic English. But if you go live somewhere in the province towns, don't expect to be doing a lot of communication. To nobody's surprise, Thailand scores really well regarding cost of living. It's cheap here, and if you earn a Western sized international income, you should not have to worry about any monetary problems whatsoever. Thailand, you usually do not have to pay many taxes on your income, up to a maximum of 35% if you are a resident, and the income gets paid in or remitted to Thailand within the same calendar year. Otherwise, it's at or near 0%. So while it could be pretty high, still only roughly half of what it'd be in the West, you could easily avoid paying taxes. Thailand's average GDP growth over the last 10 years is a healthy 4%. While this isn't the highest I've seen, it's definitely pretty great. In addition, Thailand has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, around 1%, and it has the second largest economy in Southeast Asia. Thailand is not the safest country in the world, and it does have its fair share of problems, but in general, you should be fine. If you're not an idiot and go into the more dangerous slums, flash your cash around, antagonize the local police, and so on. A tourism visa is easy to get. You can stay up to a month, an extension is possible. Thailand used to have a pretty relaxed visa system, but for the last few years, some unwelcome changes have popped up. A non immigrant visa is required to stay there long term, but it isn't easy to get unless you are over 50 years old. Getting permanent residence is possible, but you need to have had a non immigrant visa for at least 3 years. Citizenship in Thailand involves a long and tiring process, but it is technically possible, and dual nationality is usually allowed. If we take the average of all these numbers, we can see that Thailand gets a 7.3 out of 10, which is really decent. However, keep in mind that several factors can improve greatly depending on the situation. For example, if you only mingle with educated Thai people or those in the tourist areas, the English proficiency factor skyrockets. Likewise, if you manage your finances well and don't have to pay taxes here, the score goes up even more. Logistics could be a nightmare for you, but if you can get permanent residence or a non immigrant visa, this factor immediately turns into a 10 out of 10 as well. So while Thailand's score isn't super high, in my opinion, it has the potential to be great. And now, as a conclusion, let's answer the question: is moving to and living in Thailand a good idea? Yes, living in Thailand is pretty awesome. Whether you are moving to Thailand from the US, want to retire to Thailand from the UK, are one of the many Australians retiring Thailand, or any other foreigner escaping the West, Thailand can provide a new home for you. Thailand can boast a very laid back lifestyle. You can spend your time sitting on the beach, diving in pristine waters, have regular sex with Asian women or ladyboys, explore the country's rich history, or whatever you want to do. Thailand doesn't have the best score out of the countries I discuss on this channel, unfortunately, mostly because of its low level of English proficiency. However, this depends heavily on where you are and who you talk to. If you stick to mingling with other foreigners and educated Thais or sex workers, you will probably not have a lot of issues. In theory, you do have to pay taxes in Thailand, but in reality, you can easily avoid this. Thailand is booming, and if you want to partake in this boom, you can certainly benefit greatly from it. Moving to Thailand is something that should be on everyone's radar upon contemplating escaping the West. There we go. Hope you learned something about this country. I'm curious to hear about your thoughts. Are you interested in moving to Thailand? Or have you been living there for a while and want to add something I forgot to mention? Let me know in the comments below. In any case, if you want more information about other countries you can move to, check out my website at escapingthewest.net. If you want to learn more about why the Western world is going down, how you can make sure you're protected, or if you just want to support the channel, consider checking out my new book available on Amazon. Link in the description. See you in the next video.